Hello, welcome to the Brain Scrub, a somewhat improvised approach to mental health. My name's Glenn Solers. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode, which is really my opinion that I'm going to share, and it's based on things that I've been through, and it's all around mattering. I matter. And I was reminded of this based on the last podcast I did, and then a conversation I had with a friend, and then reflection of other friends that I have, and how I am with them, and how we all are with others. And in North America, and I think a large part of the Western world, we do our best to matter in our society. And I'm sure many parts of the world, people do the exact same thing, but ultimately we want to be valued and do something of value. And it's how we matter and how we try to matter that can make a huge difference in how we communicate as adults based on our core needs and how we try to get what we want or how we try to matter. And this has been sculpted over years. So for me, when I grew up, I mattered by trying to help my parents out because they were dysfunctional. In school, I felt like I didn't matter. I could never meet expectations. I always had to try harder. So for me to matter, I need to be persistent. I need to try harder, and I need to figure things out. I need to be perfect. And this rolled on through my early school years, my teenage years, high school, university, and now in my career. And I like to fix situations. That's how I matter. I like to have a voice and be an influential participant in ensuring that people work together and get along. And if I look at my history, it's happened throughout my history. In doing team building events, in organizing whitewater rafting, jumping out of a plane, influencing other people to see things my way. And how did I do that? That's the thing that really matters now is, are there things that you're doing right now to try to matter? And is it having a positive impact? Are there pros or are there cons in what you're trying to do to matter? And we all do this. We all want to be seen. And when I think back to my trip to Indonesia, I don't think I saw anybody there struggling to try to matter. Because from what I saw, an outsider's perspective, everybody matters. You matter in your community. You matter with your family, in the school system. People are treated fairly. They have to follow a certain set of rules and regulations, as we all do. But the sense of belonging, the sense of mattering came through as well when I asked people how they feel about themselves, and they love themselves. So clearly, and again, I only captured a small percent of the population through this, but clearly they value themselves, where I find here we try to seek value. And that's why in North America and the Western world, anxiety rates, I believe, are up, because we're all struggling to matter, make a difference, be seen. And that takes a lot of work, which means that if I don't feel like I fit in, then my stress levels and anxiety are going to go up because I feel I need to be a certain way to matter. Okay. And I've spoken about this in previous episodes, but the way I want to spin it today is just around things you might do to matter in life that have possibly a negative consequence. And maybe it is a blind spot for you, that maybe you're clever with your words and therefore you matter by expressing your words a certain way, and people then buy in, but you can also lose people as well. For me, I look at people and I try to figure out, how can I be of service by trying to fix something in you And that can be very offensive to people, and rightly so. But I used to do that where I would try to fix things to a great extent. But that's how I mattered, is I'm the fixer. I need to repair things. Other people might matter by trying to get people to follow their rules and their regulations. Other people might matter by not talking about how they're feeling because they were never allowed to talk about how they were feeling. There's so many different things that one could go after. Maybe you're stuck in a dead-end career because of some sort of thing around, this is how I had to matter. I just had to do my best and stick to things and not question things. I don't know. We're all different. But to actually rewind the clock of your life and the calendar of your life and think about, when I was young, what did I have to do to be seen, heard, make a difference, and matter in my life? Whatever that might be. Like, really consider it. And this is not about beating yourself up or reminiscing on your past or getting stuck in your past. Rather, learning, how am I showing up now? Because for many of us, we don't know until either somebody tells us or we fall flat on our face, and then we have to get up and really take a look at things, or something devastating happens, which makes us rethink our life and what's working and what's not working. These are gifts in respect to understanding who you are, because it can make a difference in who you are going forward, and not leading with, I'm trying to show that I matter, versus I am who I am. And this has been a blessing for me, because there are certain individuals that I can just be who I am with and talk to them, feel authentic, feel open. And there's others I don't feel I can do that. And generally, when we don't feel we matter, there's likely a sense of insecurity, fear. I better say the right thing. I better do the right thing to fit in. I have to matter here. And for me, that's not healthy. That creates anxiety. But once we can get aware of this kind of stuff, then we don't need to prove anything anymore. We're just doing the best we can. We're sharing what's going on. We're feeling open, real. And what an amazing feeling that is to not run your life based on what you feel you need to be, but rather what's going on in the moment for you. Not predicting the future, not considering your past and what happened, but being here, right now, not needing to matter. So therefore, when somebody says something that might upset you, it's not going to impact you. Maybe it will a bit. Maybe something has to be addressed. But if something upsets us, there's likely, or if there's a trigger, it's likely something within us that's being triggered that gets us upset. And by looking at that, we can better manage our emotional reactions and come from a place of neutrality. And it's just other people trying to matter. They're trying to matter is just getting in touch with, or in conflict rather, with you're trying to matter. So here we are in communication with people where everybody's trying to matter. And sometimes these things can be overbearing, or we want to be heard, or whatever it is. And then, so we all want to be heard. But if two parties are communicating with each other and they both want to be heard, both trying to matter, wow, that doesn't go so well. And back to Indonesia, rewind the clock a bit here, is I didn't see any of that. I just saw people speaking their truth, what's going on for them. And wow, that was like such an eye-opening thing for me to see that people just had smiles and gratitude and kindness and love to give everybody around them. And I experienced this in villages with adults coming up to me, wanting to help, wanting to be there, kids waving their hands at me, people saying hi, people not getting bothered by I was about to say millions. It felt that way, like just a flurry of mopeds going through a traffic light in a chaotic way. there was nobody out there that was really trying to matter. They're just trying to get to where they had to go, and they're dealing with life as it was happening. Likely not highly considering or getting upset by other people trying to matter and doing whatever they do to matter. So look at your life. What's working, what's not working? Think about your communication. Is there something you're trying to prove about yourself? Is there something you're seeing yourself that in order for me to be valued, I have to do this? And then you get stuck in this rut, which has a negative impact on some people. Some people might have a positive impact on, and then people just get used to who we are and this is what they do. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. But to live a life for me where I'm not struggling to matter, and there's people in my life that I'm doing that with, and there's certainly work for me to do with other people around this, has been such a freedom. Like, for example, when I facilitate, and it's no wonder I'm a facilitator because I want to matter and I want to help people out. I used to feel I needed to be a certain way when I'm in front of a group of individuals, and I gave that up. And I said, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be goofy. I'm going to share stories. I'm going to be real, which made me have a stronger ability to listen, to empathize, to be in the moment, to be flexible, to be present, to adapt, to not control. It had all these gifts. And as a result, when I facilitate, I'm leading with authenticity, and my scores on workshops have increased. And that's, I think, the main thing is just having fun in life. And if you don't struggle to matter, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more relaxing. It's far less stressful. We all matter. We all matter. We don't need to prove we matter. Sometimes we're proving we matter to repair old wounds or old ways of being. And to stop that, it's not needed, because sometimes it can create a lack of safety and a lack of respect with other individuals that you're trying to matter with, and it doesn't go very far. I matter. You matter. Thanks for listening.